In the time when the sky god, Niam, held all the world's stories in a golden chest, the spider Anansi was a figure of little respect. He was small, his legs spindly, and his voice thin. He was a master of his web but a mere footnote in the grand tapestry of the animal kingdom. While the other creatures, the majestic elephants, the swift leopards, and the powerful lions, boasted of their strength and valor, Anansi was often the butt of their jokes, his ambition dismissed as mere foolishness. This gnawing lack of reverence fueled a deeper, more profound ambition within him. He did not merely want stories, he craved the fame and power that came with possessing them. He wanted to be the one all creatures turned to for wisdom and entertainment. One fateful morning, he climbed the tallest tree and, with a voice full of false bravado, called out to Niam, demanding the stories. Niam, amused by the small creature's audacity, responded with a laugh that rumbled through the sky. He set an impossible bride price for the stories. Anansi must capture Osibo the leopard, Onini the python, Moesha the fairies, and borrow the hornet's nest. The challenge was a joke, a way to put the insignificant spider in his place. Anansi accepted the impossible challenge with a knowing smile. His first target was Osibo, the fearsome leopard. Anansi dug a deep hole in the forest path and cunningly disguised it. When Osibo inevitably fell in, Anansi approached him with faint sympathy, offering to pull him out with a strong rope. Osibo, desperate, agreed without a second thought, and Anansi, in a flash of cunning, used the rope to tie the leopard's tail to a nearby tree, leaving him hopelessly trapped. Next was Onini the python. Anansi, brandishing a long, smooth stick, began a loud argument with his wife, also, about the length of a nearby stick. He approached the python and proposed a wager. Onini, I bet you are not as long as this stick. My wife says you are, but I say you are not. The python, his pride wounded, stretched himself out fully, and Anansi, pretending to measure him, quickly tied him to the stick, capturing him without a fight. His final target was Moesha, the fairies. He crafted a doll from wood, smeared it with a sticky latex from a nearby tree, and placed a bowl of yams on its lap. When the fairies approached the doll to steal the yams, their hands became stuck, and with a swift move, Anansi had captured them too. Anansi's initial cunning was a public spectacle, but the true motive behind his audacious quest was a private secret. The spider's ambition was not merely for stories, it was for the hidden treasure they were said to contain. His wife, also, who was known for her shrewdness and gossip gathering, had overheard whispers from the gods themselves. The golden chest of stories did not just contain narratives, it held a powerful, ancient relic known as the Echo Gem. This artifact, it was said, could amplify a person's voice and influence to the point where they could sway the minds of all who listened, making them a true ruler of the land. Niam, the sky god, had hoarded this power, not for the good of all, but to maintain his absolute, unchallenged authority. Anansi realized that the stories were a mere distraction, a pretty veil for the ultimate prize. His quest was no longer a simple trick, it was a scandalous play for divine power. He was not just stealing stories, he was about to expose the deeper secret of a supposedly benevolent god and seize the power that kept him on his throne. The animal kingdom watched in awe as Anansi, the smallest of them all, succeeded where even the strongest would fail. His victory was a scandal waiting to happen, a truth that could not stay hidden. A new player entered the game, Odom, the mighty elephant, a loyal and unwavering servant of the sky god. Odem had heard whispers of Anansi's true intentions and had been watching the spider's progress with a sense of dread. He cornered Anansi, his voice thundering with rage. "You seek not stories, spider. You seek the echo gem, the source of our master's true power. I will expose your greed to the entire world, and all shall know you are a fraud." But Anansi, ever the master of manipulation, did not cower. With a chilling calm, he whispered back a truth that made the elephant tremble. "And what of your master's greed, Odem? He who hoards a power meant for all, so that he may rule in silence. The scandal is not that I seek power, but that your God has been hiding it all along." Odem was torn. His loyalty to his master was absolute, but the truth of Niam's deceit was undeniable. Anansi had not only exposed his own selfish ambition but had also revealed the sky god's hidden corruption, turning the loyal elephant into an unwilling accomplice in his grand scheme. With the last of his captives in tow, Anansi made the long journey to the sky god's palace. The path was lined with creatures, all eager to witness the glorious moment when the stories would be bestowed upon the tiny hero. But Anansi, clutching his last captive, the hornet's nest, walked with a new air of confidence. When he stood before Niam, he did not offer the captives for the stories. Instead, he placed them on the ground and looked the sky god in the eye. "I have fulfilled your task, Niam," he said, his voice surprisingly firm. "But I have come to collect a different price. I know of the echo gem, and I will not rest until it is mine." Niam's face, which had been full of patronizing amusement, turned to one of pure shock and fear. The greatest secret of the cosmos had been exposed by a mere spider. Desperate to avoid a scandal that would shatter his reputation and authority, Niam quickly made a new bargain. "The creatures are free," he considered, "and the stories will remain here. Take the echo gem, Anansi, but you must vow to never speak of what you know. Let the world believe you won the stories." Anansi, victorious, accepted the echo gem, and a public lie was born. Anansi, now the holder of the echo gem, returned to the world a hero. The animals cheered, believing he had won the stories for them, and they pleaded with him to share his wisdom. But Anansi's victory was a hollow one. The echo gem did indeed grant him immense influence, and his words now carried a weight he had never dreamed of. He could easily convince the other animals of anything, his voice resonating with power. But the stories, the narratives he had so readily dismissed, were absent. He had no tales to tell, only echoes of his own cunning and the bitter taste of his deceitful victory. He realized that the power he had so desperately sought was nothing without the wisdom and connection that the stories represented. The other animals, once his equals, now looked at him with a mix of reverence and fear, never truly seeing him for who he was. Anansi sat alone, a monarch of secrets, his echo gem gleaming in the moonlight. He was no longer the small, insignificant spider, but a king without a kingdom, his victory a profound, lonely silence. The ultimate scandal was not his betrayal of the gods, but his betrayal of himself.